The billboard girl, the city was loud and full of light. Neon signs blinked in strange alien languages. Flying cars zoomed through the sky. Tall gray buildings stood like giants, watching over everything. But above one of those buildings, something was very wrong. There, tied to a huge billboard, was a girl. She was small, thin, and looked about 16 in human years. Her arms were tied. Her clothes were dirty. Her head was down. She didn't move. Above her, in big red letters, it was written, "On sale." Thousands of aliens passed by every day. Some flew. Some walked. Some rolled on wheels. None of them looked up. None of them stopped. She had been there for days. Her eyes were tired. Her lips were dry. She didn't cry anymore. No one came for her dot until one day. Someone did. He wasn't from this planet. He was human. He walked slowly through the city. His coat was long. His face was serious. His eyes were sharp and cold. He looked at everything, but no one looked at him. He was a ghost in this place. Then he saw it. He looked up Dot and stopped. The camera paused on his face. His jaw tightened. His hand slowly reached for the pistol weapon under his coat. People around him kept walking. He asked a nearby shopkeeper, "Who is she?" The alien laughed. "She's for sale. Don't waste your time." The human frowned. "Why is no one helping her?" The alien shrugged. "She's not one of us." That night, the city became quiet. Most aliens went back to their homes, but the human came back. He climbed the building slowly, quietly, like a shadow. He reached the billboard. The girl didn't even look up. He spoke soft but clear. "Hey." She blinked, slowly turned her head. "You're human," she said weakly. "Yes," he replied. "What's your name?" "I don't remember," she said. "They gave me a number, 27. He looked at the metal tag on her wrist. It said, Unit 27HG. "You're not a number," he said. "You're a person." "No," she said. "I'm property." He stared at her. Something in his heart burned. Anger, sadness, maybe both. "Why are you here?" he asked. "They were going to sell me, but no one bought me, so they put me here to wait." "Wait for what?" She looked away. "Until I die, or someone buys me. Same thing." The man sat beside her. For a moment, they just looked at the stars. Then she said, "You shouldn't stay. They'll kill you too." "Let them try," he said. His voice was like steel. She looked at him again. Something small moved in her eyes. A spark. Hope. He came. Again the next day. Brought her water, food, a blanket. She asked, "Why are you helping me?" He didn't answer, but she watched him. Carefully. She saw the scars on his arms, the broken badge in his coat. "You were a soldier," she said. He nodded. "Long time ago. Why did you stop?" He looked at her. "Because we lost." There was silence. Then he said, "But maybe not everything is lost." That night, they came. 4 alien guards, big, tall, armed. "Step away from the product," one said. "She's not a product," the human said. "She is lab-made, gen-engineered, Earth tech. Not real human. She is for sale. Not anymore." He drew his weapon, laser, old, but still deadly. The guards laughed. One moved forward. The human fired once. The guard fell. The others stopped laughing. Gunfire filled the night. The girl screamed. The human stood in front of her, protecting her. When the fight ended, the guards were gone. The billboard was broken, and the girl was free. She looked at him, shaking. "You're going to die for this." He smiled. "Not today." She looked at the city below. "So what now?" He helped her down from the billboard. "We run," he said. "And we fight." "For what?" "For you," he said. For anyone like you. As they disappeared into the shadows, the billboard still stood, but now it was empty. The words "on sale" were still there, but the girl was gone, and someone had spray painted under the sign, "Not anymore." The rain hit hard that night. Man and the girl ran through dark alleys. The city above was bright and full of noise, but down here, it was silent, cold, and forgotten. The human's coat was soaked. The girl, barefoot, kept looking back. "Will they follow us?" she asked. "They already are," he replied. They turned into a tunnel half broken, filled with pipes and smoke. Old graffiti covered the walls. Most signs were in alien language, but one was clear: nitrogen monoxide humans allowed. They passed beggars. Some stared, some turned away. No one helped. "This place," the girl whispered, "it smells like rot." "It's the underground," the man said, "where the real things happen." They reached a heavy metal door. The human knocked 3 times, waited, knocked once more. A tiny slot opened. 2 yellow eyes stared through. "You again," the voice said. "I need safe passage," the human answered. "For both of us." The eyes looked at the girl. "She's not safe, she's marked." "I know. That's why I'm here." The slot closed. The door opened. Inside, it was like a different world. The underground market was full of life, loud, busy, dangerous. Aliens of all shapes walked through narrow paths. Smoke filled the air. Lights flickered. Small booths sold weapons, tech parts, and even creatures in cages. And humans. The girl froze when she saw them, 3 children inside a cage, staring at her with wide eyes. Their wrists had metal tags. "Like hers. They're like me," she whispered. The human clenched his fist. A tall alien with 4 arms approached. "You bring trouble, soldier." The human didn't blink. "I need information." The alien laughed. "And what will you trade?" The human pointed to the girl. "She's not for sale, but she has something you'll want." The alien's eyes widened. "What is she?" "Not what," the girl said. "Who?" Later, in a hidden room behind the market, the truth came out. The girl sat on a low bench. She looked smaller now, tired, but her eyes had fire. They didn't just make me, she said. They tested me, changed me. How? The human asked. They gave me memories, skills, but not mine, stolen from others. Earth memories? He asked. She nodded. From soldiers, scientists, maybe from people like you. The human looked at her. Why? Because they were trying to create the perfect human product. Strong, smart, silent. But you're not silent, he said. No, she smiled slightly. Not anymore. Suddenly, the lights flickered. An alarm rang out. The market shifted. Voice on the speaker shouted, Warning! Human wanted for assault. Unit 27HG stolen property. Kill on sight. The girl froze. They found us. The human pulled his weapon. We move now. Outside, chaos had begun. Guards pushed through the crowd. Bounty hunters raced scanners. A voice shouted, That's her. The girl. The human and the girl ran. They jumped over crates, dodged lasers, disappeared into steam and shadows. One guard grabbed the girl's arm. She turned faster than she thought possible. Her hand moved on its own. She hit a nerve in his neck. He dropped like a rock. The human saw it. Where did you learn that? I don't know, she said, breathing hard. It just happened. They didn't stop running. They escaped through a drainage tunnel, cold water rushing under there. Feet. At the end, they found a hidden room. The human sealed the door behind them. The girl sat down, shaking. Why are they doing this to us? Because you're not a product, he said. You're proof. Proof of what? He looked At her, serious, that humans can't be owned. He took out a small black chip from his pocket. This is all I have left from the war, he said. One file, one target. He showed her a name, the collector. The one who made you, he said. The one who sells humans. We stop him, this ends. The girl looked at the name. Her hands trembled. I've seen that name, she whispered. In my dreams, he looked at her. Then your dreams are right. The screen fades to black. A voice echoes. They made her in a lab, but she was never theirs. The sky above the city turned red dot, not from sunset, dot from fire. Somewhere in the upper levels, a lab was burning. Explosions flashed in the clouds. Sirens howled across the towers, but no one looked up dot except one. Far below, in the lower zones, the human stood still. His face was half lit by the fire's reflection in a puddle. Beside him, the girl pulled her hood low. They'll be searching everywhere now, she said quietly. They already are, the man replied. He opened a cracked tablet. Static lines filled the screen, then a voice broke through, low, distorted, mechanical. You've stolen from me, soldier. The girl froze. That voice, she whispered. I know it. The man stared at the screen. You took my property. You killed my men. You broke the rules. The voice wasn't angry, it was calm, controlled, inhuman. Return what is mine, or I will break this city until she crawls back to me. Then silence. The girl backed away. That's him. That's the one. That's the collector. The human finally spoke. I thought the collector was just a myth. He's not, she said. He built me. Why? She shook her head. He never talked to me, just watched, always watched. He wore a mask. His eyes were not real. They hid inside an old subway tunnel. The walls were full of old graffiti, some painted by humans long ago. One symbol stood out, a faded red circle with 3 slashes through it. What's this? The girl asked. The man touched it gently. War. Symbol. Resistance. You were one of them? He nodded. Do they still exist? The human looked away. Maybe. They walked for hours, deeper into the tunnels. No lights. Just the sound of water dripping and boots stepping. Finally, they reached a rusted door. The man knocked. This time, not 3 times. 5. The door opened. Inside, an old command post full of dust and broken screens. But someone was there. A woman. Human. Older. Scarred, armed. She pointed a gun at them. Then lowered it. Still alive, huh? She said. Barely, the man replied. We need your help. The woman, named Juno, had been part of the old Earth forces. One of the last. She scanned the girl. You brought a lab child here? She asked. She's not just a lab child, the man said. She's the key. The girl looked down. I didn't ask to be made. Juno's eyes softened. No one asks to be born into a war. They showed her the name, the collector. Juno laughed bitterly. You're going after a ghost. He's not a ghost, the man said. He's watching, tracking, hunting. Juno nodded slowly. Then let's smoke him out. That night, the girl had a dream. She was floating. Cold. Alone. Wires in her skin. Screens around her. A voice in the dark. You are mine. You were always mine, she screamed. Woke up shaking. The human was already awake. He handed her water. I don't want to go back, she whispered. You won't. The next day, Juno led them through a secret path, a broken freight tunnel that led to an old launch pad. There, hidden under rubble, was a stolen ship. Small, fast, armed. Where did you get this? The girl asked. Old favor, Juno said. Don't crash it. The man nodded. We're going up? Yes, Juno said. To the collector's tower. The girl's heart raced. What if we can't get in? The man looked at her. We? Won't knock. As they flew toward the tower, the city fell silent. All screens lit up. All voices stopped. One voice came through every speaker, every device, every channel. Return the girl, or this planet burns. Panic spread across the streets. Shops closed. Sky traffic stopped. Lights turned red. The collector had spoken. And the world listened. In the ship, the girl clutched the seat. She looked out at the rising tower ahead, black, tall, covered in strange symbols. I was made in that place, she said. You won't die in it, the man answered. The ship went dark. A missile flew past them too close. Sirens rang inside. Hold on. The man shouted. They dodged. Then dove straight toward the tower. Inside the tower, the collector stood watching from a black glass room. He wore a long coat of silver. His face was covered with a smooth metal mask. No eyes, no mouth, only a red, glowing line. Behind him were tanks full of sleeping lab children. All with tags like hers. One screen blinked. Unit 27, returning. The collector tilted his head. I knew she would come back. Back in the ship, the girl whispered. I don't remember everything, but I know one thing. What? The man asked. If I die, I want to die free. He looked at her. You're not dying today. He gripped the controls. Today, we break the collector. The ship crashed, not into the tower, but just outside it. Smoke rose from broken engines. Metal sparked. Alarms beeped, but they were alive. The human kicked open the hatch. He pulled the girl out. She limped, her arm cut, her face covered in ash. We're here, she whispered. This is where they made me. The tower was silent. Too silent. No guards, no alarms, no doors locked. Like it was. Waiting. They moved carefully through a long hallway. Cold, white lights flickered above. The floor was smooth, silver, spotless. The girl stopped. There, she said, behind that wall. He touched it. The wall slid open. A lab. Inside were glass tubes. Each one had something floating in red liquid. Children. Some with faces, some half-formed, some. That looked like her. She stepped back. They made more? The man walked slowly past the tubes. His hand trembled. They cloned you. She touched the glass. The child inside looked just like her, but younger. Eyes closed. Still. They never gave me a birthday, she said softly. Because I was never really born. The man looked at her. But you lived, you think, you feel, that makes you real. On the far wall, a screen lit up. Her name blinked. Not a number this time. Anna. That was her real name. She stared at it for a long time. Anna, she whispered. I know that name, I think. Someone called me that once, before they erased everything. Then hold on to it, he said. It's yours now. They kept moving, deeper inside. In one chamber. Found a control room. Monitors showed cities across the planet. Human labs. Slave auctions. Factories. All owned by the collector. A red button blinked on the console. Play. Recording. The man hesitated. Then pressed it. A voice came on. Subject 27HG. DNA locked. Emotional resistance detected. Cognitive conflict rising. Memory leaks increasing. Then another voice, calmer, colder. Begin genetic override. Inject core memory seed. Must remain hidden in bloodstream. The girl turned pale. What's in my blood? The human stared at the screen. It's not just your memories, he said. They put something inside you. But what? The screen changed. A diagram showed a spiral, code red and glowing. A signal. A hidden code. The voice returned. If activated, Subject 27 will unlock all stored memory, including the Earth archive. They both froze. The man whispered, That's impossible. He turned to her, wide-eyed. They didn't just use human memories to train you. They put in everything. What do you mean? Earth's lost history. Data from before the fall. Before the war. Before Earth was destroyed. Wait, she said. You think I carry? Earth? Not just Earth, he said. It's truth. Suddenly, the lights went red. Footsteps echoed. Heavy. Metallic. The collector had arrived. He stepped into the room like a shadow made of machines. His face still hidden. His voice smooth. You were never meant to know, he said to her. Stood tall. But I do. You are not a person. You are a container. I am not your container. I am Anna. He moved closer. You belong to me. The human stepped forward. Not anymore. The collector raised a hand. The man flew backward, slammed into a wall, a gravity weapon. Anna screamed. The collector approached her. Give me the code, he said. I don't know how. Then I will open you. He reached toward her chest, but something happened. Her blood glowed. Red light flowed through her veins. Her eyes lit up. Memories flooded in voices, faces, stars, fire, love, war, peace. All of Earth. Everything. The collector stepped back. You activated it, he said. The tower shook. Sirens screamed. Something deep below began to power up. The Earth archive had awakened. Anna turned to the human. He was bleeding. Hurt, but alive. She reached for him. I remember, she said. I remember everything. He looked at her, amazed. Then let's end this. The screen goes black. Text appears. They built her to be a product, but inside her lived a planet. Smoke filled the tower. Alarms screamed from every wall. Lights blinked red. The collector was gone, vanished into shadow after Anna awakened. But the Earth archive was alive now. Its signal moved like a wave through her blood, through the old wires buried deep under the city. A forgotten network had woken up. The human limped beside her. His face was bruised, but his eyes were sharp. Are you okay? He asked. Anna didn't answer at first. She was standing still, arms slightly raised, breathing slow. I can feel them, she whispered. Feel who? The others. The ones like me. The ones still in cages. She pointed toward a map on the map. Mamna. Wall in old security. Display of the planet. Dots blinked red across it. Every red dot was a hidden lab. Every red dot was someone like her. She looked at the man. We have to free them, he nodded. Then we'll need an army. She smiled for the first time. No, just one message. They climbed to the tower's antenna. Broken cables swung in the wind. The city below looked small, blind, asleep. Anna took a breath and touched the old metal core of the antenna. It sparked, and then it glowed. A signal shot out. Not a noise, not a voice, but a memory. From Earth. Across the stars, across hidden satellites and forgotten drones, the signal spread. To the cages. To the labs. To the dark corners where other human clones were waiting, silent, hopeless. And in that signal, they saw something. A burning tree, a blue planet. A girl who stood up and said, "We are not for sale." Somewhere in a factory, a young boy with silver eyes looked up and whispered, "She's awake." Somewhere else, a woman in chains dropped her tools and said, "So am I." In a slave ship above the clouds, a girl closed her eyes and her chains broke open. The world was changing. Back in the tower, Juno's voice came through the old radio. "You just made every buyer in the system panic. They're trying to shut it down." "Good," Anna said. "We need a plan," Juno added. "We need to hit the source," the man spoke up. "We don't hit the buyers. We hit the labs." A few hours later, they stood in an abandoned train yard. Juno was already there, along with 3 others, former soldiers, fighters, survivors. "You sure she's the one?" A man asked. She's not just the one, the human replied. She's the reason we fight again. Anna stepped forward. I don't want to be special, she said. I want to be useful. You're both, Juno said. Welcome to the resistance. The plan was simple. Strike first. Hit fast. Free the locked ones. Spark a war. They had an old transport. Broken weapons. A girl with a signal inside her. And hope. It was enough. The first target. Lab 13. Outside the city. Underground. Guarded by machines. As they approached, Anna felt her chest tighten. I remember this place, she said. This was my first cage. The human placed a hand on her shoulder. Then you're the one to break it. They went in at night. Lasers cut the dark. Explosions cracked the silence. Juno and the others fought hard. Anna moved like she had trained her whole life, dodging, blocking, disabling. But she wasn't killing. She was freeing. Room after room, they opened cages. Dozens of eyes looked back at her. Some afraid, some blank. Some angry. Anna raised her voice. I was one of you. I still am. But we are more than products. You remember Earth? Someone asked. No. She said, but I carry it. And I will share it. She opened her hand and light flowed from it. Not magic. Memory. They saw fields. Blue skies. Planet with no price tag. Tears filled their eyes. A girl stepped forward and whispered, We'll fight. A boy said, Lead us. By dawn, Lab 13 was empty. Its guards were gone. Its lights were dead. Its walls had a new mark painted across them in red. We are not property. The collector watched from a hidden tower. His mask cracked slightly. So the virus spreads. A voice behind him asked, Should we shut it down? The collector didn't move. No, let her rise. Why? Because even stars burn out. But Anna was not burning out. She was lighting fires. Everywhere. And this was just the beginning. The night sky glowed red again. But this time, it wasn't fire from above. It was from below. Humans, those once caged, bought, broken, were rising. In the junglands of Sector 9, a small camp burned with life. It was hidden under scrap towers and fallen drones. Inside, former clones trained, cleaned weapons, studied maps. At the center stood Ina. Her eyes were sharp now. Her voice steady. She had become more than a message. She had become a leader. Juno handed her a device. More signals are coming in. Dozens of labs fell last night. Any casualties? Anna asked. Not ours, Juno said with a proud smile. The buyers are running scared. The man, her protector, still quiet, still. Watching, stood by the fire, fixing a rifle. Anna looked at him. We can't just run anymore. I know, he said. That's why we're staying. But they weren't just fighting back with guns. They were fighting with truth. Every freed human was given a copy of the Earth Archive, small memory seeds that lit up like fireflies when touched. A boy cried when he saw a horse for the first time. A girl laughed when she tasted real food. One by one, they remembered things they never lived, but they felt real. And that was enough to fight for. Across the planet, labs were falling. Banners hung over broken doors. We remember Earth. Not slaves, not silent. Humanity returns. The collector watched it all unfold from the shadows of his tower. He said nothing, but his machines worked faster now. In the deep vaults, a secret chamber opened. Inside, a body, unused. A backup. Another version of Anna. 1 without memory. Without rebellion. Fully obedient. Begin awakening, he ordered. A soft voice replied, Copy unit activating. But the red light in her eyes didn't glow. It pulsed. Back at the camp, an explosion rocked the ground. A warning flare shot into the sky. Green. Enemy incoming. Not buyers. Not guards. Something worse. The collector had sent reclaimers dark armored. Machines built to hunt escaped clones. They had no eyes, no mouths, just weapons and orders. The first blast hit the camp gate. Juno shouted, "Positions! Everyone move!" And it turned to the man. "We can't fight them like this. They're machines." "No," he said, "but they're slow. And we're angry." The battle began. Lasers cut the air, but the humans didn't run. They were fast, wild, full of fury and memory. One clone, barely 12, jumped on a reclaimer's back and pulled its power core out with bare hands. He shouted, "For Earth!" Another slammed a pipe through a machine's chest. They didn't fight clean. They fought like humans. Anna ran to the tower they used for signals. She had one last message to send, not to humans, to aliens. She opened a universal broadcast and spoke. "My name is Ina. I was born in a lab, but I carry Earth in my blood. I know your people bought us. I know you looked away. But now, you must look again. We are not tools. We are not meat. We are not yours. If you still think we are come try to take us." The message spread across systems. Some aliens turned their screens off, but some didn't. Some listened, and some remembered Earth 2. When the battle ended, the camp still stood. Anna walked through the smoke. The ground was black. The air stank of metal and blood, but they had won. She sat beside the man. He gave her water. "You're shaking." "I didn't think I could do this," she said. "You didn't," he replied. "They did. You just lit the match." But far away, in a dark room, the collector stood beside the new Anna clone. Perfect face. "Empty mind," he whispered. "Let them burn." Back at the real camp, Anna looked up at the stars. She didn't smile. She didn't cry. She just whispered, "We fought back." The stars had stopped blinking, not because the night was calm, but because, too, many ships blocked the sky. They had come for her. Buyers, hunters, governments. Even some who once claimed they were neutral. They all came for the girl with Earth in her blood. Anna stood at the cliff's edge. The wind was cold. Below her, the last free camp burned low, its people ready, its weapons silent. But she wasn't afraid. She wasn't alone. Behind her stood thousands of freed humans' clones. Copies, misfits, each one once broken. Now standing. Now hold. Juno approached. "The fleet's too big. We can't shoot our way out." "We won't," Anna said softly. The man stepped forward. "What's the plan?" She looked up at the sky. And whispered, "I'm going up." They had one ship left. Old, rusted, but fast. Inside its walls, Anna carried something no one else did, the full Earth archive. And now, a new message. A final one. As she flew toward the incoming fleet, thousands of ships locked onto her. Missile systems warmed up. But none fired. Why? Because every ship wanted to capture her first. Not destroy. Just own, like before. But this time, she spoke first. A universal signal. Broadcast to every speaker, screen, helmet, and heart. "I am not the first human. But I might be the last. You tried to chain. You called us property, lab mistakes, weapons, slaves. But let me show you what we really are." She touched the console and released everything. Not just data, feelings, history, songs, memories, suffering, art, mistakes, love. The full weight of humanity. Across the galaxy, millions felt it. Aliens stopped mid-flight. Buyers dropped their glasses. A child in a market stall whispered, "Is this Earth?" One alien commander gripped his chest. His breath shook. "I saw her memories," he said. "She died for her daughter, a planet burning, but she sang." Another whispered, "I saw colors I can't name." And a hand reaching for mine. Anna's voice continued, "We bleed. We break, but we remember." and we stand for each other. You wanted one human to sell. Instead, I gave you all of us. The signal cracked the ships. Not with fire, but with truth. Some turned around, some powered. Down. Some simply couldn't aim anymore, because for the first time, they didn't see a product. They saw a person, but not all ships changed. One did fire, a direct shot toward Anna's ship. She closed her eyes. No regrets. She whispered, but the missile never landed. A bam. Second ship took the hit. It exploded in flame. Inside it was another human, a clone boy she freed at Lab 13. He chose to fly behind her. To protect her. He died smiling. Then another human ship flew up. And another. Then another. One by one, ships rose from the surface. Human ships. Old, stolen, rebuilt. All flown by the ones she had saved. Hundreds. They circled her like a shield. And every screen lit up with the same message. Not just one human. The collector watched it all from his black tower. His backup clone stood beside him. Shall I launch override? The clone asked. He didn't answer. Instead, for the first time, he turned off the screen. Because he knew he had already lost, not to war, but to humanity itself. Back on the surface, the man sat near the fire. Juno stood beside him. She did it. She always would, he said. The sky slowly cleared. No more enemy signals. Only silence. Then cheers. Then a song. Someone remembered an old Earth tune and sang it. Others joined. Even the clones who never heard it before somehow knew the rhythm. It was in their blood. Anna's ship returned, damaged but alive. She stepped out. Her body was tired. Her voice weak, but her smile? Bright as Earth's sun. She looked at the people, her people, and said, "You don't need me anymore. You remember now." They reached for her. Not to worship. To hold. To thank. She wasn't a leader. She was family. And as the galaxy watched, no one could ever again say, "Humans are for sale." The final shot. A new billboard is seen on a broken alien building. Spray painted in red. It reads, "Not on sale. Never again."